All right, on the other side of this door is a ton of work and meticulous work. I'm about to repair the antenna, the GPS antenna that is, on my 2015 Chevrolet Silverado High Country. That's not the bike running, that's the truck. So this problem started with a leak. Actually, when I bought it, I didn't want to raise any hell about getting it fixed. I bought it out of the city I live in. Let me turn down my jams. So there's a GPS antenna, that thingamajigger right there. And for the last couple of weeks, I've virtually been living with the truck charging on a battery at all times because the radio light would not go out. The screen would go blank, but the radio would stay illuminated. And sometimes these would stay illuminated. Look at those work hands, huh? So I've been keeping it charged. That way if I need to use it, I can drive it and the battery's full in spite of the radio being on at all time. So what I have to do is I have to take this pillar down right here, release those two catches on the old shit handle, and that pillar comes down. That will expose the wiring. Then I gotta find where the release is up here so that I can get enough play. Oh yeah. Also, additionally, I gotta take this old shit handle off as well. I gotta get those two thingamajiggers released so I can get to the screw. That should give me enough feed to pull this down and reach in there and access the antenna. I got a lot of tools and all day, so I'll check back in. Alright, so I've gotten all of the necessary parts taken out. Also had to release the mirror, the thingamajigger that I needed to unscrew that mirror is at the tip of that drill. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a tiny sucker. I bought a whole set at a swap meet or one of those flea markets. I bought the whole set of just weird looking, what do you call it, screwdriver heads. And there they are. And you can see which one is missing out of that row of them. But I thought it was pretty cool. I've come across some screws that I'd like to have conquered in the past. So, okay. Take this out. You're gonna need a 10mm right in there, right there, that shiny part. That's a 10mm head on both of those in there for the oh shit bar in the back, because you got to take that down, and you got to take this panel off right here. And then you take the mirror screws out and it pulls down. And don't pull on this wire right here. It doesn't disconnect. I should be able to disconnect that mirror, but letting it hang there is fine. And way back in there, let me get my flashlight. Here, flashlight. Oh, flashlight's right here. All right. So I'm gonna pull it down, stick the phone up in there. Alright, nothing broke. And that screw right there, that's my GPS connection. Now I gotta take that down and install a new one. Which is this puppy right here. And I was told when I went to Chevrolet that that's a $250 repair plus a $125 diagnostic, even though I knew what the problem was. I went on to Amazon and got the part for 90 bucks. And I'm gonna give a go at it here myself to see what I can save. So the challenge begins. Once I get that off, we'll see what we're working with. All right, so we're up in there, and I've got the plug disconnected, and I'm putting the flashlight on the plug right there. It's a two-plug system that's snapped onto the ceiling of the truck. So I'll show you the actual antenna plug in on a new antenna. There's the plug in for the new antenna. And I needed, again, something I got from one of them little swap meets. I got a real fine screwdriver. Sorry for that. I used a real fine screwdriver for that. And that's a flathead. And that was for me to go in and I don't know if I can get it even focused. All right, there we go. That was for me to even go in and release the catch on both of those latches. So I'm going to take the old antenna out, and one of the problems was moisture, so I'm going to run a heat gun up in there, get it nice and dry for a few minutes, put in a new antenna, and see if we can get some GPS and everything going. All right, I'll be back. All right, look at this cluster. So I got the antenna out, and I want y'all to see my number one tool when repairing a Chevrolet pickup truck. You gotta have a butter knife. Gotta have a butter knife. All right, so got the antenna off, and I got all this goop. It looks like they've had this antenna off, and they thought, let's just shove a bunch of fucking goop on top of this and fasten it back down. Problem fixed. Oh, that's bullshit. So what I want to do is get this surface clean, put a couple coats of wax on it, and I'm gonna run a hot air gun through there and up in the airliner just to clear out any moisture, and then I'll be ready to put everything back together, and this should be all plug and play from here. But look at that bullshit. Damn it, Chevrolet. So I have the top part cleaned off, and I'm ready to reinstall my shark fin paint matching antenna back. And I noticed something. On the new one, there's a notch right there. Now, as it sits on the vehicle, the notch is facing down. But it seems that that notch is the introduction of water, because there's nothing else keeping water out. So I'm gonna plug that with some hot glue and let that dry and create a seal. But on the old antenna, thanks to Chevrolet, there's the front of it, no notch. Let's flip it back around. The back of it, there's that notch. And you look at it, it's like, come on fucking in, water, the Tonto. Everything's great, come on in. There's nothing stopping the water from getting in there. And that shitty gasket. So, there's the hole. It's time to put everything back together. Oh, I'm gonna shut the engine off. I don't want to electrocute myself or blow any circuits. So, I got everything all buttoned up, and as you can see, my GPS is working. That is where I am now. Got everything all reattached. All my old shit handles are put on. So, some quick footnotes about this endeavor. Again, I replaced the GPS mirror, or I replaced the GPS antenna. Some of the problems I was having, because water was getting into my GPS antenna, was the radio would not turn off. So the screen would turn off, but the radio screen would stay illuminated. Now, I put this problem to moisture because I left it on a charger so long. One day, it finally started working normally again. But that was after weeks of it sitting on a charger, and apparently wherever the moisture was getting into dried out. So even when I took the antenna out, there was still water inside the housing of the antenna. You saw where that slit was cut into the antenna. Another challenge I had once I got everything installed, it still didn't work right. So I went in under my glove box and I disconnected the radio from the module under there, and I reconnected it. Still nothing. Finally, I took the battery post, the battery off the post, positive and negative, and let it sit for 20-30 minutes. Came back out, started it back up, turned on my GPS, my radio turns off, everything is fixed. This all took me about 2 hours. Again, Chevrolet wanted $300 and something, and the part cost me $91. So I hope this helps someone.